Thank you to EA for early access to The Sims 4 Enchanted by Nature. And as a quick disclaimer, the software is not final. Today, I am doing my first ever Create a Sim video on my channel, which I don't think I'll really do very much, but because I got the extra early access to the new expansion pack, I wanted to showcase some more of it, and I've been uploading daily. I have a Swamp Fairy Cottage speed build that is also being uploaded today. They're going to be up at the same time, but this is the fairy who is living in the cottage. And so this was like the first thing I did when I opened up the game was I decided to just make a cute little fairy sim and then I would build a house that was inspired by her. And in Create a Sim, I don't spend a whole lot of time in Create a Sim like I may be used to. I really just wanted to hurry up and I wanted to get into the game because I really wanted to build something. So I didn't put so much time and effort into really changing the Sims face and stuff. Like I made some slight adjustments and that was pretty much it. But we can see some of the new items. I do feel like the makeup choices is not something that I'm going to use very often. Maybe I'll use this sort of leaf eyeliner, I guess it is, or it's eyeshadow, but I lower the opacity a little bit to make it more look like decorative eyeliner on her face. So the yellow eyeshadow is very faint. You can't really see it that much. And I do change her skin tone to be green, sort of like a plant sim. I did all of the makeup first though, because I was so excited to just get into it and see some of the new stuff and what it looked like in game. I absolutely love this new hair. I'm going to use this hair in a lot of my Sims that I'll have as models, I guess, for my Sims build videos. I could see myself using this hair often. And the antlers, I at first was like, am I going to get a lot of use out of antlers? And I think I will because I could make different occults with it, like a forest witch with antlers would be really cool. And we did get some new face paint, which kind of reminded me of the Sims 2 kids like butterfly face paint. I didn't put any on her though. I was playing around with maybe having this sort of mask on her, but I feel like it was so distracting and it took away from everything else, especially the makeup that I just did. I was like, I just put some effort into trying to make some of this new makeup work and then I cover it up with a mask. I also don't have a huge opinion of the Create a Sim items yet. I didn't explore it much outside of making the sim. There are some pieces that I will use in just all of my Sims here and there. And it's this sweater, that long skirt. There are some cute crop tops, but there are a lot of items that are very specific to the theme of the pack, which I don't know if I'll get a lot of use out of. Potentially I can because I typically build houses for occult Sims, so this sort of stuff is kind of just needed for that specific niche. But outside of that, I don't know how much use some of these items are going to have. Like, I love these hooves that are shoes, but realistically, how often am I going to use those? I don't know. Maybe more often than I would assume because I really do love this sim. But when I love a sim, I tend to just use them for everything. And I had the idea of, I'm like, oh, I want to do some rags to riches. And I really haven't done much gameplay with the pack in early access because for some reason I need to just have my full game and have all of it in there. And also because I want to do the reward challenges with a sim. So I'm waiting. I'm going to use the sim for all of that. So I'm excited to just do some gameplay on my own time. And for my swamp fairy, I really like her sort of autumn theme. Like an autumn fairy is really pretty. And I was gonna look at the customization tools for changing the wing colors, but I didn't want to mess anything up because it already looked really pretty. And we're at one of my other favorite items in the game, which is a tattoo that just makes the Sims' feet filthy. And I think that's like so funny and really fitting for a swamp fairy. And I was like, I never thought that this would be a feature in the game, but I'm happy that it is one now. I really would have never even come up with something like that. So it's cool that it is an option, especially for my fairy that lives on a swamp just in a bunch of dirt and mosquitoes. And I didn't skip the formal wear. I accidentally did, and I'm doing the athletic wear right now, but I do go back to formal. I try to just use all new pack items for stuff, and so for the workout, I was like, I can just put some of this Plant Sim stuff on her for it. I feel like it looks good, and maybe that's a skort, and I feel like it looks nice for an athletic one. And I really love the long, elegant dress. And zoomed in on the swatch, it feels like moss growing up the dress, which is really cool and a detail that I didn't really notice until I was taking some screenshots to just place at the end of the video. And I was like, wow, that's actually a really good detail on the dress. So this is one of the items I'm gonna most likely use, especially on spellcasters and stuff. And this other little thing, which I guess I skipped right past, but I do use it for another outfit, I believe. But it was like a two-piece, like kind of crop top that I was looking to maybe use as pajamas, but I decided to use sort of like a long dress. But I was like, this could be a nightgown because I don't think we actually got any sleepwear in the pack, which was strange for me. So I was like, no, I'm sure that I could use one of the new items in this. And you can see I was trying to make the hooves work with the short dress, and I was like, no, let me just use some of the new heels, which are really pretty too. But I was really trying to just like keep the hooves as if that was part of her. But I was like, you know what? I am not going to do that. Okay, I didn't use the item I was saying that I might have used because for the swimwear, I decided to just put a skirt and another crop top. Okay, for the hot weather, do I use it or do I use the overalls? I don't remember now because in the base game there was like no hot weather, so I really didn't remember what I did for that. And the cool like cold weather, I just did her basic outfit, which sometimes that's all I do in my actual game too. But yeah, I forgot what I used for hot weather and cold weather because seasons doesn't exist in the base game, right? So I was like, whatever. And I'm highlighting her aspiration, also the traits as they pop up because it's kind of hard to see. So I have them zoomed up on this side over there. I'm not going to read them, but yeah, I made her plant lover, mystical, and clumsy. And for her aspiration, I did one of the apothecary things because I thought that that was like the most interesting. And I named her Melody Hooves. She has hooves, and I felt like the name Melody was cute for her. And we'll see her outfits in a second. I'm not used to my videos going this quickly because my speed builds are usually so long, so I feel like I'm being rushed to finish the video now. But if you are deciding that you might want to buy Enchanted by Nature, you can use my creator code CrackedKyber at checkout to support me. It's not a discount code, but I do receive a small percentage. And if you would like to see me build her fairy swamp cottage, I will have that video up today as well. It's going to already be uploaded, so you could go right from this one to that one, or maybe you watched that one and came to this one. But either way, I appreciate you watching, and yeah, I'll see you soon. Bye.